Everybody, you're watching A Physio Named Jonah. That's this guy. Where today's video is going to be a bit of a different structure. You may have noticed that last week, the whole video was structured around answering one question. Well, today I want to go back and answer the other questions that I didn't respond to in a video format, as well as just see what kind of comments I'm getting on these videos, Facebook and Instagram. Let's dive in. Question 1. So, you're saying a trigger point is not a knot, or not all knots are trigger points. This is from the video that was on muscle knots, trigger points, and kind of explaining the difference. I was using, I think, knot to explain trigger point. A trigger point is going to have a muscle knot within it, because within that tightened muscle, you have the dense, hardened bundle. However, not every muscle knot is a trigger point because it may not be reactive, bouncy, have the properties that make it a trigger point. So excellent clarification. And the second part. Jonah. Yes. What is a physio's opinion of a massage gun? Helpful, harmful? For home use, they can absolutely be helpful, or they could be harmful. It really comes down to how it's used. It's just a tool like anything else. If you were to massage something over and over and over again because it's painful, but it's not getting better, and you just keep using the massage gun until it becomes more and more sore, you could be missing the whole underlying problem. That said, if you are targeting muscle tightness and you have something that a massage gun could work on, using it at home by yourself could be helpful. It really depends on what the underlying pathology, what the underlying problem is, and if a massage gun is the right thing to be used, and if you're using it in the right way. How is the hair still looking good 4 weeks in? I only field the real hard-hitting questions here in my YouTube videos. Well, I hope you can see from the current state that it's a little bit overgrown, but I don't know. I don't know, Calvin. She's pretty thick. This hair is pretty thick. Coolio video. I like the aunt references. Which of yours were you thinking of? Wahahaha. So this is referring back to my very first video I ever put on YouTube, before I learned how to focus a camera properly, where I discussed how shoulder mobility versus stability was kind of like an ant that runs around all the time if something's quite mobile and you wouldn't really want to rely on them, or an ant that's super rigid for stability, but they're not very fun. But I am definitely not going to be name dropping here, so thanks for the trap question. However, no. Really, should I get rid of my chair? I like reading this one in a vacuum because it just sounds like he's asking for very strange life advice. This question was posted after the video on sitting is the new smoking. The whole thesis of the video was that sitting is not the problem. I'm sitting right now. It's not sitting that's the problem. It's prolonged positions. So, Paul, I think Paul was trolling me on this one. Paul, if you're watching this, you were trolling me, right? Yeah. This one comes from my Aunt Sandy. We aren't supposed to be landing on our heel when we run. So, with the detective face, because we're getting to the bottom of this. In the modern age of running, where we have these very thick-heeled running shoes, a lot of people naturally assume that when you wear them, you just heel strike and move along because it can flow naturally, and it almost feels just like an accelerated way of walking. You're taking the motion of walking, which is heel strike, roll with the toe, and you're continuing that on in a faster motion with your run. Where supposed to becomes interesting is if you go out into a grassy field and it's not thorny enough for you to actually do some running around barefoot, and you try and land on your heel first and then roll onto your forefoot, you're probably going to realize quite quickly that it's very, very uncomfortable. Naturally, when we run, we usually land more with a mid or forefoot so that our foot can absorb some of the force before our heel. If we land just directly on the heel, we're not able to absorb or distribute any of that force through the foot. It just goes right up through our ankle to the knee to the hip. So, supposed to, it's hard to say. Everyone's very different with running. I know that when I run, I use more of a mid-foot strike. Again, when I was trying out the barefoot shoes and stuff like that. Switching to a different strike is something that can be in the conversation, but it is definitely not something that is prescribed all the time. Rounding out the situation, we have Paul back with another question. Can it be fixed in 3 minutes or less? So, this was on the video that I did on frozen shoulder. Pretty clear, this one's a troll, but I'll field it anyway. No, it cannot be fixed in 3 minutes or less. Frozen shoulder is definitely one of the longer, more drawn out conditions, pathologies out there. If you're interested, check out that video on PTN3, frozen shoulder. But no, I wish that I had the physio / sort of pizza man-esque qualities of being able to fix something in 3 minutes or less. Like if I don't fix you in 3 minutes, you get your money back. But definitely not. Thank you for that, Paul. Thank you very much. I think it would be very fitting if I were to ask for you guys to put comments and questions in the comment section below or on Instagram, Facebook. Reach out. I usually answer there. I'll answer maybe in a video like this moving forward, and potentially some of these questions will be made into future videos. It is really, really cool to hear from you guys when I put something out. I love doing this whole side project thing. So go ahead, ask those questions, reach out. Other than that, move your body, have a laugh today, and I will see you at the next video. Now that's this guy. Where today it's gonna look a little... where my cat just fell into an open box. Psst, psst, leave that. Hey everybody, God damn, these cats are so loud. Hey everybody.